Welcome everyone to the Tesla.EE event. There's been a lot of speculation as to what the D stands for.
Hello guys, here we are again. If you look through the window you can see the trees and the Aurora Borealis. I put the Aurora Borealis there so that I just made a video about it in the other channel, A Day with Tesla. So here we are in trading with Tesla, and this is pre-market, so we're going to analyze what's the situation from yesterday and how is it going for Tesla. Let's analyze the last 5 days, and we could see that we dropped and we're around the 1,500 psychological level, and ever since call earnings, it went up and it's been going up and down in big amplitude waves. So more in detail for today, if we check it out, there was here hype down. That's something I don't know what it could mean, but so far at the moment everything seems pretty normal as always. There's been some after hours trading, and pre-hours trading was a little bit more shaky. We went down to 1470 and we're back up at around 1500. So the day might be similar to the previous 4 days, 3 days that have been a bit like going up and then at midday starts going down. So we'll see how that changes today. If we check in the portfolio, as you can see, I've been adding new companies to the portfolio. At the moment, Tesla continues to be the biggest one. And so far today, or in general, the total is that we're losing 3% on Tesla. So as I explained before, we are basically playing with Tesla, trying to trade Tesla, and we compensate with other trades in the same time. The worst trades that we've done so far have been Proto Labs and Ostrom that have been going down so far non-stop. We're at minus 5%. That represents $57 of the total investment. That means it was a pretty small investment, and by now we're not going to touch that. We'll see how they go. We could have put a stop loss, but most likely they will come back up. The other important weight in the portfolio is Intel, which is now a minus 1.8%, and yesterday I think it was a bit higher up, so it's getting better. It's getting better. Let's check it out. The anecdote for the day would be Kodak. Let's check it out. Eastman Kodak. I don't know if you heard about it, but it went up 300%, even more in the last few days. It was at around 2.4 and it went all the way up to 47. So imagine having done that trade. You would have, I don't know, multiplied your investment by, I don't know, 25 times. So I don't know. I don't think this is something to be done. We could try to play. Now we can see the tendency obviously is to go down, and most likely the people that bought Kodak at 47 are going to lose everything, all their money. So this is mostly Robinhood, retail investors and millennials going crazy like we've seen before. We saw that with Latam, we saw that with JCPenney, and Hertz, many bankrupt companies. And now the reason is not because of a bankruptcy. It was all about Trump. So which announced like a 800 million loan for Kodak to be able to treat with some chemicals and related to the, what I'm talking about. So, and there we go. So I don't want to mention it. That's it, just in case. But here we are today, and we might be able to do a trade. We'll see how it goes. If we see it's going in a downtrend, we won't do it. But if we do a trade, we are going to really make sure to put a stop loss, a very tight stop loss. So going back to Tesla, shall we buy some shares at this point, at this level? Now it would be a good moment, actually. If we could buy some in the range of 1,485, for example, and yeah, and see if it goes up. First, we will need to see some intentions to go up. Check out for volume at the start, at the beginning of the opening. We're 2 minutes to open, so I'll pause by now and I'll get back to you in a minute. We're going to quickly take a look at the futures. One of the nice things about a heat map is that in one photo, one picture, you get a global view of the situation. As you can see, most futures, the stocks, Dow Jones, S&P, Nasdaq, Russell, they're going down. And on the other hand, we see the VIX, the volatility index, is going up. And it has been going up since yesterday. We were at a pretty stable situation until now. The 10-year note treasuries are up. Look at the graph. You have a little thumbnail graph there. And that's the debt of the treasury. So yesterday we had the meeting with Jerome Powell, and we need to check on that, how it went, because I didn't check it. I don't know if there's going to be more stimulus, there's going to be more injection of capital, but I have to check that out. That's very important. So far we can see crude oil is going down. The basics are going up. Metals are going down. So cattle, animals, food going up. And yeah, some other basic products are going down. So not much we can say here. And we just open and we can see big volume. You can see the level, the 250,000 volume going up, and it tried, basically, here we can read this doji, it tried to test the bottom prices of the pre-market, but it went back up, which is good, and it closed at the top. So so far it's a bit bullish, and this is like a shooting star, which shows the direction is towards up, and we'll have to keep an eye on that. So far we're under the 200 moving average. So what we would like to see is that we go above the 200 moving average, and at that point we could buy. It will all depend on the RSI, which is around the middle, so that doesn't give us any information at the moment. And if we check the MACD, we can see a change that just happened. Pretty much we can see many changes going on. So it just went up, down, and now it's getting into the downtrend, looks like, and we're in the 1 minute interval. So we'll pause here and check it out later. If we check out Kodak at the moment, out of curiosity so far, I mean, we might go in with a small amount, but it just opened at, it was at 24%. So through 3 hours, it went up and it rallied. And now we see a tendency down at the moment. it might be a good moment to short Kodak. And my system doesn't allow me to short any stocks from US stocks, only European stocks. And here we can see a lot of volatility. Look at these jumps up and down. And also, like in Tesla, a lot of short changes in decision. Bulls, bears, bears, bulls. So yeah, by now we'll leave it there. We'll keep an eye on it. And back in Tesla, we see that, a second ago it was crossing. So right now this doji is getting created, 1 minute, and we'll see if it crosses or not, intersects or not. So it's trying to get to the 200 moving average, but at the moment it doesn't know yet. You see some intentions there, but we need to wait 1 more minute. If we look back, we can see that at the moment Tesla seems to be finding resistance with the 200 moving average. So if we get past this resistance, it would be a good moment to buy. So right now it looks like it crossed because we can see already the next minute getting created, and that's a shooting start. So the intention, the direction is to go over, to overpass the 200. And as you can see in the bigger picture here, yesterday we were above the 200 moving average, but ever since yesterday it's been under. So we need to wait a little bit more. 1 more doji and we decide. We can prepare already a purchase order. Okay, so I put an order and we just got 7 shares of Tesla at 1,500. If we check again the portfolio, the most significant stocks are Tesla, which is at a loss at the moment, and then Intel, which also is at a loss. Percentual wise, the most important ones are Armstrong World Industries, Proto Labs, and First Energy. But that's percentual because we have very small shares. So by now we're just checking them out. And the ones that give the biggest gains are Superior Energy, Spotify, Slack, and Zoom. We take a look at Proto Labs. We can see it's in a downtrend. If we look against the 200 moving average, it's pretty far away. And if we check out the MACD, there's a big gap between the signal and the MACD. So at the moment, I think I'm gonna sell everything except 1 share just to keep an eye on it and see if we can get it again at a lower level. So if we sell it now, we would lose $63. And we saw this morning, okay, an alarm went off. Basically, we saw this morning that metals are going down on price and are going up on price. So Proto Labs depends a lot on metal, so the best decision will be to sell. So at the moment, it's not the good moment to sell. We have to wait until it gets to the higher peak and they cross back again. So we'll wait. And in the time we were looking into Proto Labs, Tesla started dropping like crazy. Look at the gap between the signal and the MACD. I mean, we just bought at 1,500. level, so at the peak. It's like incredible. So we just bought at the peak and now it's dropping like crazy. Let's see if it's gonna recover. So that's just to show the amplitude of the wave, of the volatility of Tesla. It's huge. So that means it could be easily traded on the daily average. So far we've been seeing fluctuations between plus 3% and minus 3%. That gives you a 6% to play with. So if you buy it when it's minus 3 and you sell it when it's plus 3, in one day you can make 5 to 6%. Obviously, you always have to play with the different gaps and the delay between the crossing, because normally you don't want to risk buying here at the peak. You want to wait until it crosses or sell it. In this case, it's selling, and buying would be here. You don't want to buy it here. You don't know if it's going to be here, here, here. Like now, this keeps on going down. We don't know if we buy here, this might continue to go down. So you need to wait until they cross. It's a small reassurance that you get. It's just one reassurance. Then you can check for other indicators. And here we see the RSI. It's in the middle, not much more information. We would like to see volume, but we don't get that information so far. So we need to wait a little bit. What we can do is check volume. I'm going to reload. So we were at 1,300,000 and we're still there. So that was up to date. And there you see, boom, boom. And it looks like it wants to turn around. In the 5 days perspective, you can see an uptrend. The lower lows every time get a little bit higher, except this one. This is the one breaking the trend. So if we go too much down below, we might need to change a strategy and sell at a loss before we get into too big of a loss. So now I put the 5-day in a 5-minute interval. We're going to draw a line and we'll put it here. There. And I'm going to take the after hour also as reference. So we stop there. So now we're under. That's going to give us a bit of a support line, we can call it. So if we go below that support line in the next wave, I'm going to move it a little bit to adjust it. Once this gets decided, we'll adapt it a little bit more. I want to get the real one, not the after hour one, just for personal taste. Although this was real too. This low was, but I'm not even going to consider that one. I'll go for the one that it's happening right now. All these decisions you can make yourself. It's also a matter of how much cushion you want to give to yourself. If it goes really a lot below this, it might be that something is happening. But so far, I checked the news. I also checked the news on Proto Labs. I couldn't see any news newer than 2 days ago. So I imagine Protolabs was going down because of the price of metals. At the moment, I don't want to go back to Protos. That's less important. Tesla has a bigger weight in the portfolio, so it's more dangerous, let's say, than Protos. So here, I said Protos, but it's Proto. Proto. Okay, I'm gonna open this a little bit bigger. This continues to go down, so it looks pretty scary, but we're not gonna panic here. It's better to just wait, let it go up, and on the way up, let's see what's the amplitude of this wave, if it goes higher than before or lower, and that's gonna help us decide at what point we want to sell. As you can see, that's another shooting star. We have 3 shooting stars, more or less. That's not really a shooting star, but that's an indecision doji. It didn't know which direction to get, and it decided to go up. Then it decided, no, we want to go down. So it went down all the way, and now it's trying to recover. Now this should start turning around, hopefully. So we'll wait, I'll pause, and we'll see in a few minutes. So far I see a very bullish shooting star, very bullish, that tries to get back up. So that's a good sign. While we were waiting, I put a sell order for 9 of the 10 shares we have for Proto. And here you can see the range in which it's trading at the moment. And if we look at Proto, at the moment, it changed direction. It's trying to go up. It barely touched there, but it didn't touch. So it continues to go up, and we hope that it will reach at least 120 something. And going back to Tesla, we can see I had it in 5 minutes. I changed it to 1 minute. And you can see that was trying to change direction, but all of a sudden it changed completely. It decided not to turn around, so it continues to fall, and we have the line that will tell us if today we have a downtrend or an uptrend. This will be the decisive indicator for us. So now we're trading in between this range, the 200 moving average, and this low limiter that we set up. It was silly of me to buy those shares, because actually if you look at the 200 moving average, already shows you the direction where Tesla is going, which is down. It's in a downtrend, even though the 200 moving average, we crossed it, but it doesn't mean anything. It would have been better when the 200 moving average was changing directions. That's the best moment to buy, actually. So, yeah. But at that moment, obviously, it will be a lot higher in price, and that's what you also have to consider. So there are many things going on, and trading like this, it's risky, and as long as you keep an eye open and you set a stop loss, at the moment we don't set a stop loss because we're checking it out all the time. And there it just crossed, and we're still in the 1 minute, so that's good. I hope that information is correct, it's up to date. There we go. So that really serves as a support line, and at the moment we're safe. But you see the level of the 200 moving average is down now. Before it was at around 1,500. Now it's at around, difficult to say because I don't have anything that allows me to. But yeah, around the same level actually. So now let's hope to have a nice rally up. And if we manage to get to 3%, we'll sell some shares already. And but that's being very optimistic, very bullish. The day doesn't seem to be a very positive day. So far I see it's pretty negative. We can check the heated map, and there we go. I just reloaded the heated map, and everything seems to be going down. There's only a few going up. That's Procter & Gamble and O'Reilly Automotive, UPS. UPS is doing good. Here we are. PayPal. And a quick look at Kodak. Look, it's going down. It was at plus 24%. Now it's at plus 18%. So luckily we didn't buy into Kodak, and that's it. That was just for the fun of it. And Proto got sold. So that's one thing done. And actually it was in a pretty good trend, and I stopped surveying it, and it continues to go up. So yeah, probably a bad moment to sell, but it was a bit of keeping an eye, security, and yeah, it was more like a rescue mission. But we kept one share that is showing us what's the percentage of loss. And I think we have to do the same with Armstrong World Industries. Sell, keep one share, and see when it goes down to minus 20, and then we see a change in the trend, we can rebuy more shares.